Hello! It me! I'm back from the dead, and boy, isn't it a time to be alive. We've got presidential candidates getting shot. We've got presidential nominees for their re-election just dropping out of the race for no reason, being replaced by somebody objectively worse, and the country's being run by geriatric old men, and you have another geriatric old man trying to wrestle control away from the geriatric old man that's running the country. Man, what a time to be alive. I am temporary replacement to Chris Reagan. I guess you could kind of call this one a glasses off. And I am temporary replacement to Chris Reagan because he refuses to upload fucking anything. Please, Chris. Please. I beg of you. Upload a video so I can binge watch it. Okay? I beg of you. I don't want to be doing your job. I fucking hate this. Okay. Alright. I kinda need these to read my poorly written notes. So while you degenerates have been playing the First Descent, our country has been flipped upside down because we have candidates dropping out of the race, candidates getting shot by kids, and candidates hopping into the race that should not be candidates and are vastly underqualified. The only qualification that they have is that they have a lot of money. I love it here. This country's great. I'm not saying I'm moving to Canada, guys, but we're getting pretty fucking close. So, if you haven't been paying attention to the news, Joe Biden has dropped out of the race. Absolutely unprecedented times for the land of the Dunmer. And apparently, Joe Biden, since the 17th, has just completely gone missing. Most people are saying that he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I'm 99% sure he's not dead. At least I hope he isn't. Joe Biden is perfectly fine. I swear. Hey, Joe, get back in the closet. Get back in the goddamn closet. Okay? Not gonna tell you twice. Get the fuck back in there. Fucking shitter. Joe Biden is perfectly fine, guys. Don't worry. He's just got the sniffles, and he's probably really fucking depressed that his party forced him out. And Kamala is the probably gonna be the nominee, and she's probably gonna be the next person to run for president against Donald Trump. I pray for our country, because why replace the geriatric old man who sucked at his job with a more cognitive person who sucks at their job? Look, guys, I'm going to be completely honest with you. With her track record of jailing marijuana users, no thank you. I smoke excessive amounts of weed, and I don't want to go to federal prison, okay? Okay.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Speaking of pedophiles and overall terrible people, if you have seen the news or Twitter at all in the past week, you might have noticed a little tidbit, a little bit of tidbit here and there about pedophilia, maybe some grooming going on. Apparently, Dr. Disrespect was caught sexting a minor in Twitch's Whisper function. What an interesting place to do that. Somebody from Mr. Beast? Hold on, what's their name? Sorry, I don't watch Mr. Beast. Chris Tyson was accused of being very irresponsible with messages with minors. Apparently, somebody came out, posted on Twitter, and said this Chris person sent me some very inappropriate things in the DMs, and they got in trouble for it. But the minor did end up saying it wasn't that serious, I guess. I don't know how you measure seriousness with Sexting Miners, but hey, there's that. And I don't think that we should attack Chris Tyson on their identity, their gender identity, because obviously they're transgender, of course. We don't want to attack them on that front. We want to attack them on the idea that they're sexting a minor. The discourse around this entire situation has been interesting, to say the least. Many people on the right saying that, oh, of course, the transgender is sexting minors. And I find that really fucking irresponsible. But then again, I laughed at the whole Destiny making fun of the firemen that got shot and killed at the Trump rally. So, I'm a terrible person too. Don't worry.
Bingus token. I put $3,500 of my own money into something called Bingus.
Speaking of that, Destiny has been on a tear, on an absolute tear on Twitter, saying some of the most unhinged shit imaginable, and it's really, really fucking funny.
Fuck it. Fuck the dude, the firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter.
That's the news. That is all I have on this situation. Oh yeah, and he also fucking made fun of Boogie for his fake cancer diagnosis. Or his supposed fake cancer diagnosis, which serves Boogie right. He doesn't deserve any fucking sympathy. Hello, Editing Zachary here to issue a comment, I guess. My whole thing about this little bit about the Destiny thing is the argument here is not that we're just saying outrageous shit just to say outrageous shit. I guess the whole point that I personally want to make is that if you have one side constantly making outrageous comments, then you cannot be surprised when the other side makes a deranged comment. Prime example here. Let's take Nancy Pelosi's husband, for example. Dude got almost murdered with a hammer and got seriously injured, and you had people on Twitter, saying, oh, well, should have actually killed him with the hammer, or they made incredible light of the situation. So I find it a little unreasonable that this is where the line is crossed. And since it's our guy now, it's no longer funny. Even though when at the start we should have immediately said, yeah, none of this is okay, or, yeah, sure, you can make fun of it. I'm of the philosophy that anything should be made fun of, because frankly, all this is pretty fucking funny. So, back to the video. Thank you. God damn it, turn on. Fuck you. I want my funny wallpapers. There we go. Oh, yeah. And let's talk about that Trump shooting. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. Apparently, the shooter looked up porn as their last thing before they went to go assassinate a public official. Because, whenever you rub one out, you go, man, I gotta go shoot a presidential candidate. And it has to be Trump. The funniest thing about it is that talking heads on Twitter, talking heads on mainstream media want to talk about the identity of the shooter, saying that, oh, well, they were a registered Republican, or, oh, they were they donated to a Democratic super PAC. I think at this point, instead of pointing fingers at the right and left, can we all just admit that I think he was 19 when Donald Trump first came into the limelight as a presidential candidate back in 2016. Can we just talk about how this kid was fucking radicalized? We're talking about antisocial people that were taken to the left, taken to the right, radicalized on both ends by social media, mainstream media, all of the talking heads on the right and left, and this kid was radicalized into doing this horrendous act. And I think it is the responsibility of journalists, media outlets, and anybody talking about political stories to be honest with the audience and not radicalize people. Actually, no, never mind. Fuck it. Be as irresponsible as humanly possible. We're all fucked anyway. But I do think that there's something to be said about straight up lying. Because the simple fact of the matter is if we continue to play these partisan kind of politics here, we're never going to get back to the center. We're never going to get into the talking points of being honest with the people that we're providing news to. I believe Destiny, God forbid I say Destiny's right about something. He brought up something called the
tit for tat system. Tat is not evil, it's essential. You have to make sure that there are corrective mechanisms for tit behavior. That if somebody does a wrong, there has to be a tat to correct the behavior and to discourage the behavior. Sometimes you get into this habit when you're dealing with people personally where you don't want to set healthy boundaries between you and the other person because you kind of feel bad telling another person what they can do, and you end up being kind of a pushover, and you're actually making two people worse off there. You're making yourself worse off, which is immediately noticeable because now you feel like because you have people that walk all over you, but you're also making the other person worse off. When you set boundaries for behavior for other people and you all have better guidelines for how to act, it actually improves everybody's behavior. It makes everybody happier, even though that might seem a little bit counterintuitive initially. There has to be that cultural corrective mechanism, and right now it does not exist for conservatives. Trump is deranged, and he says so many deranged things, and for you to even bring that up, you've got Trump derangement syndrome, or you just want to call us fascists and not. Meanwhile, his vice presidential candidate is another guy who said Donald Trump was like...
And speaking about the Destiny stuff, he went after Boogie2988 for his quote-unquote cancer diagnosis. Fuck it, Doug. Oh. God, I'm dying out here. Destiny went after Boogie2988 for his quote-unquote cancer diagnosis and called bullshit. I looked at Twitter earlier today, and I read that he had liar tattooed to his face. So that's going well. I'm very happy that situation is getting resolved.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money talk. Here comes the money. Money, money, money. Dollar, dollar.
And speaking of irresponsible media outlets using their power to fuck over America, let's talk about that Dominion voting lawsuit. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. When I heard that Tucker Carlson just left or got dismissed from Fox News, I was like, I wonder why that is. And then I read this Dominion voting lawsuit. Holy shit. It is so great. You had the top pundits in Fox News. You had Sean Hannity. You had Tucker Carlson. You had Jesse Waters. You even had Rupert Murdoch talking in that lawsuit. It is absolutely insane because you never hear from Rupert Murdoch. It is wild. I would highly suggest you read through that because that is a gold mine of just absolute lunacy. In weirder news, now that Elon Musk has pretty much trashed the entire Twitter website, he is now donating a fuck ton of money to a conservative super PAC. The bipartisan man who is a complete centrist is donating to a conservative super PAC. How centrist. Never mind the fact that Elon Musk has basically bought up Twitter and put more bots into it to make it a Russian bot's heaven, a conservative's wet dream to spread as much misinformation as he wants. He donates to basically Donald Trump. Fucking wild. It's just wild to me because he constantly parades around and talks about how bipartisan he is and how in the middle he is, when the simple fact of the matter is that he's more partisan than anybody else in the mainstream media at this moment in time. And he's more right-leaning than anybody in the center will be. That's why I constantly, laugh whenever somebody calls them a centrist, or whenever somebody calls themselves a centrist, because the simple fact of the matter is that centrist online is basically carrying water for the Conservative Party. That's the truth. Because whenever you talk to these quote-unquote centrists, they always have the conservative talking points ready. And then they usually have some stupid shit like, oh, well, I believe marijuana should be legalized. Like, yeah, everybody wants marijuana fucking legalized. The simple fact of the matter is that you are advocating for mass deportations. You know what, guys? I'm gonna keep it real with you. Shit is very fucked right now. And I know it seems like everybody's kind of going off of the deep end, but the simple fact of the matter is that everything that you see on the internet isn't necessarily true. I might be sitting here and saying how bad things are, but the simple fact of the matter is that we still have a country, we still have our freedoms, and we're all, moderately happy. I mean, fuck, I want to die, but, that's completely different. I think that us, as countrymen, need to understand that while things are insane right now, we can't lose sight of what matters. I know that candidates are getting shot. We don't necessarily want the leaders that we got, but that's what we got. But the simple fact of the matter is if you want to make a difference, here is your chance. You can vote in November. We don't have Joe Biden anymore. We have a pretty young Kamala Harris running up for her presidency. And Donald Trump is the new oldest candidate in this race. I don't know if you guys want to complain about how old Joe Biden is. I'm sorry. Donald Trump's getting pretty old. He's pretty close to 80. He's getting really fucking close. So with that being said, as the temporary replacement of Chris Reagan, I feel like I am obligated to say, please be good to each other. Don't fucking kill each other. Dear God, I beg of you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is most certainly a different form of content that I'm trying to do. It's very rusty, it's very bad, but hopefully I can cobble it together and maybe you'll see it one of these days. As late as it is, in old Chris Reagan fashion, I'm gonna be late to the party. I believe that most of the stuff that I'm talking about will probably be old news by the time it's done, or by the time this video is done. But I hope you all I hope you all enjoy it nonetheless. My name is Cutterbear, and I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a magnificent night. Thank you. God bless America.